I downloaded some of the manga books that were available for free of charge from Kobo store. So we will use one such book for our test. So let's go ahead and launch that book. And before we go ahead and do our test, let me just show you what is my brightness setting at this moment. So my brightness setting stands at 55%. I have turned off the natural light and the warm light is at 0%. And before we move, let me also just tell you in terms of the menu options that is available when you read manga books as opposed to a normal ebook. So here you will not see any option related to font and the font size. So whatever font is available with the book, you need to live with that. So the only option you have is to zoom if the text is too small, which normally is the case, we will see. And at the bottom you will have the table of contents. So if you click on this, then you can quickly navigate through the respective pages. Annotation exists, and I will show you that it is not possible to annotate in case of manga. The first thing that we want to see is that how quickly the page transitions from one page to another page. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use the physical button. You can also swipe it. So as you can see, it has absolutely no problem in going from one page to another page, and this is where the quad-core processor shines, and it is an advantage. If I want to go backward, it is able to keep up with the speed, absolutely no delay there, so this is good. Now in terms of orientation, so let's do that. So again, no problem, pretty responsive. So here it bit slowed down a bit, but more or less I would say it's fine. It's able to keep up with the graphic, and the orientation speed is acceptable in my opinion. Let me know if you think otherwise in the comment section. Now the other thing that we want to see is how to zoom it. So if readability is an issue and you cannot change the font size, then either you can zoom from this menu option, and then you will be presented with this slider. So you can use this slider to zoom it to the desired size, and then to read it you will have to pan it depending on which area of the screen you want to read it. A bit cumbersome and impractical, but this is the only option available to you. And then once you're done with it, then you click on this icon and then it resets back. The other simpler way of doing, if you don't want to go to the menu, is just tap it and it will zoom, and then you can pan it to the respective area to read, and then double tap again, and then it comes back to the original state. Now the other thing that you also need to know is that dark mode is not available when you are reading manga. So you can see if I enable dark mode here, then if I go back to the book, there is no change. So that is something that needs to be kept in mind. The annotations, you cannot do it in this case. So even though this exists as an option here, if you go back to the book and then if you try to do anything, if you long press it, then it does not do anything. So these are more like images, so you cannot look up for a word, so there is no dictionary option available to you. You cannot annotate it. I think you might be able to still draw on top of that with the help of stylus. My stylus is still in transit, so I haven't received it. So when I'm going to do a video on the stylus review, that time I will see if we can write on top. Okay, so I spent approximately 1 hour in reading this book, and I was able to complete 132 pages out of 233 page, and we started off with 100% battery, and at this point after 1 hour, if you see, the battery drain is at 67%. So we lost approximately 33% of battery in 1 hour. And just to recap, Wi-Fi is on. We have Bluetooth off, and the screen brightness stands at 50%, and then the natural light is off, and the warm light is also at 0%. So that's about it, guys, in this review. If you have any comments or feedback, please let me know. And if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing to it. Thank you and take care.